Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Tuesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. Glad to be here with you guys on what was a beautiful Tuesday here in the Chicagoland area. Our temperatures got up into the high 60s, almost 70 degrees here today, a beautiful spring day. We'll have another great show planned for your viewing and listening pleasure this evening. As you guys all know, we're continuing to celebrate Women's History Month 2021, and we have two amazing women who are in the restaurant business. We have Miss Tiffany Williams, aka affectionately known as Chef Mama. She'll be here tonight. She has a wonderful place in the Woodlawn area that I tried food from earlier, and we will talk to her tonight. And then later on in the show, we'll meet the queen of Caribbean food, spicy, wonderful, really great food, Chef Niquenya Collins, and she also is known as Coach Niquenya, and she has a wonderful place over in the Garfield Ridge neighborhood of Chicago, and so we'll meet both of those ladies tonight. Our guest co-host is a brother of mine from another mother. We don't know about the daddy thing, do we, Chris? We're not necessarily sure on that. We're not.
This is Rolling Stone.
I appreciate whenever he spends time with me to hang out, chit chat, and talk. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show, the one and only Mr. Christopher C.A. Vance Sr. Look like that name get longer each and every time.
I keep adding to it. Not too much, man. Well, actually, busy, but I mean, that's normal. So I say not too much. Everything is going exactly how it should be.
Very
Glad
good
to be back.
It's a pleasure to have you back. Now, if I am remembering correctly, your favorite season is coming up soon.
Yes, it is.
And so when does your favorite season start? And are you looking forward to, because even through the pandemic, you enjoyed your favorite season. So let's talk a little bit about your favorite season and what you have in store this year.
I'm upgrading the music. And I'm just power washed the boat yesterday and getting everything prepared, and got a grill for the dock, so I'm ready to go.
You ready? Yo, this is your favorite time.
I'm ready. I can't wait. Can't wait.
Yes.
And the whole day on the lake, every day I can.
Very good. Well, I'm with you, brother. I'm ready for it to be that time of the year. I'm ready. You know, winter is not my favorite time. Anytime I can get sunshine, fresh air, and you just tend to feel good. So. All right. Well, that's good to know. Well, Chris,
especially after this winter.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, and through a definitely needed.
And through a pandemic. Absolutely. Well, Chris, let's get into some of the top news stories. There's so much we need to talk about before we bring the ladies on tonight. Oh, and by the way, both of the ladies who are going to be on with us tonight provided food for me to try earlier today. Our co-host is not in the city limits, but he will be going back to try the food eventually. But here's the deal, Chris. I'm so damn sleepy, brother. I'm so glad that you did not have that food. This show would not have happened this evening. You get what I'm saying? Like my eyelids are like, I mean, these ladies cook their behinds off. And so I told them that you'll eventually have to come and try it and all that. Because, brother, I am exhausted from eating, just tasting their meals today. That's how great these meals were.
See, you were supposed to taste it. You ate it.
No, I tasted, man. I got so many takeout containers in my refrigerator now. I just did a taste, but it was just great. And shout out to Stephanie Hart over at Brown Sugar Bakery on East 75th Street. Stopped by to say hey to Stephanie today, and had some of her wonderful turtle cake. But then she also is the candy lady now. And so instead of, we had two tails, candies that are very delicious. So shout out to Stephanie. What do you have in that drink? It looks refreshing.
Oh, this is just orange juice. That's all. Just
just orange juice. Just orange juice. Are you sure? Right. I know you, sir.
It is rum punch. You ever heard of it before?
Oh, you look, brother. If that's the rum punch I know of, yeah. Look, you may not make it to the end of this show.
I might get a little loose. I might get a little loose with the tongue tonight.
That's right. If that's the same rum punch I'm familiar with that I've had many times, then you may not make it through the end of this show.
Yeah.
All right. So listen, Chicago will be opening 2 new mass vaccination locations next week. One will be at the Conference Center in Wrigley Field, and the other will be at Chicago State University. Mayor Lightfoot made this announcement today. The sites will open up on Monday. Chicago State facility will serve up to 1,200 walk-ups and 1,000 drive-through vaccination appointments a day. Lightfoot office also said that it will be by appointment only from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, and from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturdays. So now, Chris, I'm not trying to get in your business, but will you, or how do you feel about the whole vaccine thing?
Can I plead the fifth?
You can.
Can I plead the fifth on that? Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to plead. I'm going to plead the fifth, whether or not I believe in that.
Okay, so oh boy, that's interesting, because most guests kind of come on and say, well, science wasn't enough research. You just gonna plead the fifth.
I'm pleading the fifth. Oh, well, that, yeah. Okay, well, I'm pleading the fifth. I'm pleading the fifth on that one.
Okay, we pretty much know your answer on that one then. All right, so let's continue on. Meanwhile, state public health officials warned against the uptick in cases of COVID-19. Hospitalizations are on the rise. This is preventing the state from moving forward in its reopening plan. As you guys all know, we were supposed to reopen like tier 2 or tier 3. Well, that's not going to happen. The rise in COVID-19 numbers led Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot to warn via Twitter, the pandemic is not over, people. For some reason, the Northwest Side Jefferson Park neighborhood has seen a 7-day rolling positivity rate of 8%, which the mayor is deeming unacceptable. And that's amazing, because when this first started, it was in the Black neighborhood, then it spread to the brown neighborhood. Now Jefferson Park is considered that Buppieville, Yuppieville kind of, trendy multicultural neighborhood. And so now they have had a very positive, and I don't mean positive and good, I mean positive uptick of cases. So now what do you think?
Oh, yeah. I think it's going to get worse all over, because it's going to get warm and everyone's going to come out, and people are socializing and they're drinking. So if they're drinking and socializing and smoking, that means there's no mask involved. So, that's just going to, I'm afraid it's just going to happen all over again, because, people are going to forget about it. Cabin fever, especially I think in the Chicago area where we had such a bad winter, everyone wants to get out. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty.
Right.
I think this is just the tip of the iceberg. I think those are the areas where the bars and every place was itching to open, and people were getting out, right, and socializing, and that's why you see that uptick. But I think once the lakefront opens and backyard barbecues and everything, once people start getting together, this summer could be by August, September, we could be back at a reset.
I believe that. I really do. Chris, I have a way of just doing everything now. I try to make reservations at places to be the first at the place. If it's somewhere I'm eating indoors, I limit how much time I want to be. I don't mind dining al fresco. I know a lot of people don't like eating outdoors, but that does not bother me. And but you're right, because I'm seeing a lot of reckless behavior. People not wanting to wear masks, people half wearing the mask. I'm one of those people that, I believe in sanitizer. Man, I carry sanitizer in all my pockets, jackets. I'm forever. Oh, are you kidding me? I do this so much now, So I don't know. You're absolutely right about that. We probably will be seeing an uptick in cases soon,
Yeah, and I think with people vaccinated, they're going to feel invincible. And what is a vaccination? 70-something% effective. So they're going to push that to the limit. And I think that's going to be the false sense of communicating, false sense of security that vaccine saying, well, I'm vaccinated. It's like, yeah, but you still have a 25% chance of catching it. And that's still high. That's still very high. So, we'll see. It's I think 30, Fauci just said 30 states are on the rise. So 30 out of 50, that's a majority, Wow. And I don't think that new England strain has really hit all over America yet, and I haven't heard any favorable response as to how that vaccine combats the new strain. So it may get worse before it gets better.
Okay, well, the latest update, 86,812 vaccine dosages were given out. 2,404 new or probable confirmed cases of COVID-19 in the last 24 hours, and we've had 17 additional deaths reported. So that means the numbers are definitely on the rise, because again, we're looking at 2,400 people have tested positive for COVID. The 7-day average of
Is that Illinois?
That's Illinois. That's
Chicago.
That's the state of Illinois. State of Illinois. The 7-day average total for hospitalizations has been 1,319. This is the highest number of people in the hospital on an average. The last time we had that many people recorded was on March 2nd. And back then it was 1,322 people in the hospital. So I don't know, Chris, it's a lot to deal with that.
March, wait, was that March 2nd of last year when this thing first blew up, or March 2nd of this year?
I was thinking March 2nd of this year.
Okay.
Remember,
it's not looking good.
Now. Yeah,
it's not looking good. So all I say is I hope they don't shut down the harbor again.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I need someplace to go.
Yes.
I need someplace to go and hide.
Right, me too. But this time I want to go hide in warmth and sunshine. And if I had to do a pandemic all over again, I want to be locked up in love, and I want to be somewhere in sunshine. One of the two, but not going through it by myself in cold and isolation. That's not good. That's not a good feeling. You can have that. That part sucks. We want to say good evening or good morning to our viewer from the Netherlands. We have somebody watching us from the Netherlands. And the comment that they said is that can't the U.S. government call out a nationwide lockdown by law? Because I know a lot of the European countries, we're on lockdown here, the whole nation. Yeah, a lot of European countries. Oh, absolutely. Italy, France, a lot of people. Some parts of Europe are shutting down again. So, I mean, I don't know.
Americans.
Not
privileged Americans.
Yeah.
I just read an article that there was a small city. I can't remember where it was, but there was a small city that they said they never locked down. They never wore masks, and they had no cases. But again, these people never left their city, you know, and no one, if you're in a small rural town in the middle of America, no one is traveling overseas to your town. So yeah, the virus never came there, and the people there never left. So yeah, that makes perfect sense. I could say the same thing about my house. Everyone in my house never got infected, but you know what I'm saying? When you're isolated from everyone else in the outside world, of course you're not going to get affected. So it was a ridiculous article, you know, from the standpoint where it's written. Again, if you're in middle America in a small town, no one has left, no one has come. Of course you don't have the virus. You know, it has to travel with someone.
Right.
But between privileged Americans and the false sense of security of the vaccine, I think the vaccine may do more harm than good, because people will think, well, I've been vaccinated, so I'm not worried about it.
Because they said there are so many Americans traveling right now that airlines are going back to full capacity of putting all their planes back in service. So flight attendants are being called back to work, caterers, you know, people that, you know, deal with the airline industry are being called back to work. And then, you know, the cruise industry is thinking about starting up again and doing some things. And so that's kind of a question I want to find out from you, Chris. You and I both are travelers. I just recently started my travel series again. If they told you had to have the vaccine and prove it, the shots, that you've had the shots in order to take a cruise, look, again, he's going to plead the fifth. Would you do it to be able to take a cruise?
You know, I love cruises. But I mean, to me, a cruise with the buffet line and everybody crammed into the boat, to me, it's like a petri dish. You know, that's you can't avoid. I don't know how they can filter all those people through a dining room and everybody, you know, it'd be completely sanitary. I have no idea how they would do that. Shot or no shot, Again, if everybody there is 75% covered, and you have people there, because that's what I caught COVID last January on a cruise. You have people from all over the world. It's a petri dish. Everything is mixed together, and even if each and every person was vaccinated, somebody could still be carrying, and you have a 1 in 4 chance of catching it. Somebody's gonna catch it. The average boat holds 2,000 to 3,000 people. Somebody's gonna catch it.
Right.
So I think that it's not, the risk is not worth the satisfaction. I think you're better off going somewhere and getting a room on the beach somewhere instead of being on a cruise ship.
Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, that makes good sense. It really, really does. All right. Well, Chris, have you been watching the opening statement, or did you watch the opening statement in the Derek Chauvin trial of the murder of George Floyd? That's been dominating the news since yesterday. We all know what impact the death of George Floyd had on our country, the world. Everybody was watching. Yesterday, Mr. Derek Chauvin's chance to be on trial. Again, this trial, you guys, is not about George Floyd. It is not about him at all. Chris, what are your thoughts on all of this?
I don't know. Looking at history, every time a family gets a settlement before a trial, the person on trial goes free. So I'll start with that. Second of all, I'm really waiting for the defense to have their turn, and I want to see how deep they're going to go to try to prove that it was drugs that killed him and not the asphyxiation brought on by the knee, or how the knee played no significant role in his death, and it was just the drugs were killing him and not a knee on the back of his neck. I'm really interested to hear the defense, because the prosecution's case is what we've all heard, right, since it happened. So we're not hearing anything necessarily new. I want to hear this defense really try to convince some intelligent people that the knee played no factor in his death. It was all the drugs and his weight. So I'm really waiting, for the defense to present their case.
Mm-hmm. I am too. It's going to be interesting, to say the least. And we all hope that justice prevails, but then we've seen many times before these situations where it's not been good, and again, short end of the stick, and that kind of brought up what you were mentioning earlier. And I said, well, it might be a little too harsh for the show, but you were saying that Asian, go ahead and explain that real quick. And then if it gets messy, we just gonna run. How about that?
Right. Okay. But no, I was just listening to the news today, how they were talking Biden. They pulled $50 million away from the relief fund, from the COVID relief fund, the $1.9 trillion package, to create a committee, to create education, to create training for Asian Americans after this past. I think it's about a year of violence, right? Because Trump kicked it off with the Asian virus and all the adjectives he was using, and how Americans were treating Asians here. But as a person of color, as a Native American, it really offended me that after this much backlash to Asian Americans, our president wanted to, create a whole task force and divert all this money to the treatment of Asian Americans, when we've been catching this for, since before America was founded. And there's never been a task force. There's never been money diverted. There's, for all that we've suffered at the hands of Americans,
right,
and at police, tying in George Floyd, among many others. What has happened to us versus what has happened to Asians is night and day. But for them, they get all of this response from the government, right, from an official position. And for us, it just kind of continues, and it's really overlooked by the government at large. It's kind of a thing that happens. It's kind of part of America. So I'm really offended about it. I have nothing against Asians at all, But, you know, it's like you're punching one kid and you tap one kid on the head and you react to that kid getting tapped in the head, but the kid getting punched. Nah, don't worry about it. You know, that's just what we do, you know. So I'm surprised more Black people aren't speaking out saying, wait a minute. Yeah, that's wrong what's happening to Asians. But what about what's going on to us, what's been going on to us consistently from the time these lands were colonized to today? We have consistently been treated worse than animals, and there's never been this type of response to the positive for us. So I'm deeply offended by the whole thing.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll see, because I told you, I said it's a powerful statement. As much as what you said does resonate true, but when you really sit back and think about this and really spark debate about it, trust and believe, people, brother, really do. People trust and believe, brother. People really do want to talk about this. But I guarantee you, Chris, now that you brought it up, it'll probably come more into the forefront of more people bringing this subject up as well, too.
Yeah, but it just amazes me how people organically are, you know, people of color who are terrified of the police, who constantly, I mean, you know, we get harassed so much in public. You know, they have a name, Karens, right? So it's like you can harass Black people, but they're not really getting beat down. So we're not going to worry about that. But we're getting shot by the police. But, you know, I guess that never really happens. You know, that's not really real because they're not really found guilty. So I guess it never really happens, right? It must be in our imagination.
Right. Okay. Well, here's another great story that popped up in the news. Financial advisor and public personality Dave Ramsey has reportedly disciplined at least a dozen former employees for engaging in premarital or extramarital sex, leading to their prospective departure from the consulting company Ramsey Solution. The Tennessee-based corporation is the center of a federal lawsuit originally brought by Caitlin O'Connor, a former administrative assistant of who worked at Ramsey Solution for years. Before her termination last June, O'Connor alleged that the company fired her because she was pregnant, as the decision came shortly after she requested paperwork for maternity leave and found out that she had premarital sex. She was not married, and they let her go because of that.
I could smell the dollars from the lawsuit.
The father of her child when she announced the pregnancy.
I could smell the lawsuits coming.
Me too.
That's just a giant lawsuit.
Right.
You just
right.
I mean, that's so bold to openly say, I'm going to fire you because I don't like your lifestyle.
Right.
Yeah, that's not this is not going to end well for him.
Yes, no, absolutely. Isn't that crazy? And that there were other people who feel as if they were let go as well too. People that, you know, may have been rumored that they were having extramarital affairs, sex out of their, you know, marriage. I'm wondering how he felt about same-sex people that work for the company, or maybe he didn't have even same-sex people working for the company.
No, well, nobody that admitted it, I'm sure, not in his presence. But he's going to get sued into the ground over this one. This is, you know, so I've never been that powerful, but I see how powerful people just kind of do what they want to do, and they believe that that they can get away with certain things. But I think he went way over the line on this one, because that violates every every employer statute that's on the books for that type of thing. I don't. Yeah, this ain't going to end well.
Okay. All right.
Well, I mean, everybody that's been fired in the last couple of years is going to say, yeah, you know what? Yep, he fired me for the same reason. And now I don't see how they can prove that they didn't. For the ones, you know, for the ones who were really fired for performance, everybody can claim this, and it's going to be such a waste, you know. But again, hey, you know, this is America, where money makes interesting things happen. So this will be one really to keep your eye on and see how it plays out. Because if he doesn't catch a lot of backlash through lawsuits, that, you know, hey, money and power win every day.
Exactly. Absolutely. Well, speaking of money and power, last night we spoke on the show about the fact that rapper Little Nas X chart topping again with his new song. Also his bloody gym shoes that were $1,016 and sold out in 60 seconds.
Wow.
Oh yeah. And you know they have a drop of human blood in them.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't believe they sold out in 60.
They sold out in 60 seconds. Let me see if I can find yesterday's script.
They
Okay.
were $1,000 and stimulus checks were 1,400. Okay, I can see how that happened.
Okay, so
how that happened.
Little Nas X limited edition Nike Air 97s called Satan shoes, inspired by the video Montero, Call Me By Your Name, playing off the devil's theme of his hit music video. And on the shoes is an inscription that says Luke 10:18 scripture. I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven. Isn't that something? And so there is a drop of human blood in the shoes, and only 666 pair of shoes were made, the sign of the devil. And the shoes went on sale yesterday, and they were $1,800. And so what do you feel about all of this? You being my brother, you and I have had some just great conversations about life, and I just got a feeling I'm in for a couple of questions here, so go right ahead.
The whole persona of Little Nas X is, I think a lot of way in entertainment we have just thrown the rule book away, and everybody's just doing whatever they want to do, and nothing good comes from no rules. I mean, everybody's got to have rules. Freedom has to have a limitation, right? If you're driving down the street and you're coming up to a green light and the person coming the other way is coming up to a red light, and they say, well, you know what? I don't care. I want to go through. You know what I'm saying? It's not good when everybody just does what they want to do and they just ignore every rule and go their own way with it. I mean, the Satan thing, and he wants to go that way. I got no issue with that. For expression. I heard he's getting sued by Nike though. Like those are Nike shoes, but they weren't Nike shoes.
By Nike. Nike did not co-sign those shoes at all.
Okay. But Art, I have to ask you, as a gay man, when you see it again, I'm a heterosexual man, but it feels like some of these guys are saying, well, you know what, I'm gay, so I can do whatever I want. You know what I'm saying? I have no rules. You're not going to hold me down. I can express my, you know what I'm saying? I can push the envelope. I can tear the envelope apart and do whatever I want. Has the gay community been mistreated? Absolutely. But I think the pendulum needed to come back and center itself. But I think now the pendulum has gone way too far to the other side, where it's like, well, he's gay, so don't say anything about him because he's gay. He can do whatever he wants. As a gay man, what do you think about how that whole culture is going?
All right. First of all, I think a lot of it is team too much, and this is me talking personally. I straddle the fence a lot of times, being a member of the LGBTQ plus community, but I'm also a very conservative person as well too. And a lot of what I'm seeing coming from our younger generation is freedom. I'm seeing their liberalness. I'm seeing them being as liberal as they want to be. A lot of it to me at times is a bit too much, but that's the way our culture is going. If you look at TikTok, Instagram, any of these platforms allow anybody to be who they want to be, have enough courage, enough rights, freedom, all of that. What I find so refreshing now, in me being an older person of the LGBTQ plus community, when people weren't accepting and all of that, I am enjoying the acceptedness. I'm enjoying the fact that heterosexual men like yourself or any other man that I know is like, okay, do you. All right, be who you want to be. You don't hear the hatred as much. And what I found is a lot of my male friends who now have sons or daughters that might be, the LGBTQ plus lifestyle, they want to know from old heads, how they can handle the situation. Because a lot of these people can't get ready for it either. I know guys that are drug dealers and their sons are drag queens, and nothing against that. But you know what I'm saying? Nino Brown's baby boy is now Niquenya Brown. So,
right.
It's a lot. You know what I'm saying?
But do you know what to tell a brother raising this Generation X, Gen Z, LGBT child? Because it's such a different mindset. Because you came up in a time where you couldn't be as open, and now these kids can be free as they want to be. So it's a whole nother headspace for them. Can you accurately give information on exactly how to deal with that type of free spirit?
All I can do for the parent, the relative, the whoever's trying to understand and say, put yourself in their shoes. Remember when you was young, things that we did, how we acted, how behavior, at any point in your life, did you feel as if you may have had homosexual tendencies or feelings? You can't blame yourself for this. This is something your child decided to do. You've got to be open and liberal enough. I mean, I've been presented with some situations myself recently that I was just like, wow, how interesting is this? I had met a young man who, never in a million years would I have thought he really wanted to be a girl. And he said, no, my goal is to be a girl. And instead of wanting to stay a boy and be in a loving relationship, he chose to become transgender. And I supported him in the action, but it just was a lot. But I learned a lot in that process as well, too.
Okay. Yeah. This is what times are changing, right? Nobody really knows what it is, where it's going. But I think we can all agree we have to pump the brakes, because it just can't keep going downhill at this pace where everybody's just doing what they want to do. Everybody feels so entitled. However you feel is what you can do, and that's a very dangerous thing, because people feel all kind of ways. It doesn't mean that it's right just because you feel that way. And my fear is, people are going to come, our youth are going to come up that way as teenagers, and that free spirit, and I can conquer the world and I'm not scared of anything. And then when they get to the real world and realize that the world doesn't care about you, the world doesn't owe you anything, and the world in general is not going to be responsive, that way. Right. You're going to run into a lot of obstacles thinking that you can do whatever you want.
Oh, absolutely. We are now considered the grumpy old men of the world, Chris. I consider right. Remember when people would say things to us and we would say, Lord, that old man or that old lady just grumpy and old and all of that.
And you got to get used to the new times. And we're learning that our parents were crazy, but they weren't wrong.
Right.
About structure and discipline and sacrifice, and you can't just have anything you want anytime you want it. I tell people all the time, Trump was a billionaire, and look at all the things he just couldn't do, but he thought he could. So if a billionaire can't do it, you making $20 an hour, you need to sit down.
Right.
You need to sit down. If a billionaire has rules and checks and has to watch what he says and things like that, you really need to watch, especially being a person of color and you're not a billionaire. You really need to watch yourself, because that attitude that I'm the ish and I can do and say whatever I want and I'm the baddest and everybody got to respect me, you'll get humbled real quick, and it won't be pretty. Never is.
But I'm telling you, social media has empowered just so many people like you would not believe. I was having dinner with a friend, and we got to go to our guest in a second, but I was having dinner with a friend on Sunday, and she and I both are new to TikTok. And she said, child, 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm laying up watching stuff on TikTok. I said, look, I have to throw my phone in the dresser drawer to keep from watching TikTok, because it'd be just so much foolishness, so much liberalness. People, I mean, there's some cute things on there, but I mean, I use it for business. I don't, you know what I'm saying? But people, they do any and everything they want to do on these social media platforms. And again, when we were coming up, we didn't have this type of option. We had to go to Evergreen Plaza to show people who we were.
That's right. And that's another dangerous thing. Everybody thinking that I'm special because I can put it on there. And some people, you knew if you had a talent or not, and you would try to get a talent to get noticed. Now people just want to get noticed, right? And they're willing to do anything just to get noticed because they want it used to be 15 minutes of fame. What's it now? 30 seconds of fame, TikTok.
Right.
So, and everybody wants theirs because I think one of the dangerous things, everybody's being told that they're important, and the world, especially America, will knock you on your butt to say, no, you're not. You are a nobody. You need to get used to it. Well, there's VIP and then there's everybody else.
All right. Well, with that being said, we're going to segue. For those of you all that are just joining us, welcome to the Tuesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. So glad that you guys are tuned in with us this evening. As you all know, we're celebrating Women's History Month. We've been celebrating it all month. Tomorrow is the last day of Women's History Month 2021. To help celebrate the occasion is my co-host, the one and only Mr. Chris Avent, sitting in that box over there. Is that a pipe you're smoking, Professor? Is that a pipe? Is that a peace pipe? Or let's not. We got a guest coming on. We'll talk about your pipe later. Looking like you on Family Classic with Garfield Goose. So as I said before, we're celebrating Women's History Month. And so tonight we're paying homage to two amazing women that started businesses, have been doing some incredible things during the pandemic, and they're a part of Chicago Restaurant Week. Our first guest this evening is Miss Tiffany Williams. She's affectionately known as Chef Mama. She is the executive chef and the owner of Exquisite 501, which is a fabulous place, you guys. When I tell you exquisite really does represent the decor, the image, and let me tell y'all this much, the food is great. As I said to you, Chris, I'm so glad you ain't have no food because guess what? You'd be asleep like I am. I hope she just talked the whole interview so I can get me a nap. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show the incredible Chef Tiffany Williams. Chef Mama, yay!
Hey, how you doing?
Hello.
Good. How are you this evening?
Good. I ate too before, so we're going to keep each other awake.
Honey, look, first of all, you look amazing. It was a pleasure to meet you earlier today. Yeah. I enjoyed being on real quick with you on Facebook Live. I was telling Chris, I said, Chris, we're going to go one day. You'll meet her. You'll try the food. I said, but brother, thank God, because it'd be two sleep men. You know, we get the itis. You know, men get itis quicker than women. You know what I'm saying? That food was amazing. So first of all, tell us about yourself, and then we'll talk about what you prepared for me to have this evening. Go right ahead.
Yeah, so Chef Tiffany Williams, actually known as Chef Mama. I was given that name by a French chef who said I was bossy like his mama, and it just kept going. I'm the owner of Exquisite Catering and Events. We are a full-service catering company located on the south side of Chicago, specializing in international cuisine. Prior to the pandemic, we catered up to 400, from small bites to personal to business events. When the pandemic hit, we shut down and started doing things differently as everybody else did. We focused on family meals. We focused on individual meals. We focused on meals for seniors. And we just started selling meals for $10 each, you know, just to keep people fed. People were writing to me and calling me and say, hey, we're hungry. You cook. We don't like this cooking. And so we just started making meals, and it ended up getting calls to make hundreds of meals. And so thank God I was able to hire my staff back. And since the start of the pandemic, we made over 30,000 meals for families, for seniors, for essential workers. So it's been a blessing. Through that blessing, we were able to open a cafe that existed here. It shut down a year ago, and we ended up taking the space up anyhow, and we decided, let's get it open. So we're open for breakfast, lunch, and we host the occasional pop-up dinner, which features other chefs, actually, as well as myself. And we want it to be a space for other chefs to be able to grow, and we're part of Chicago Restaurant Week, and this is the last week, so we hope you book your reservation.
Well, you know what? I told you when I was there earlier today, I said, my God, this space is so cute and beautiful. It's in a neighborhood, as they said, that's transitioning. And it really is a very downtown north side vibe. So I love how clean and fresh the space was. And just to know that you're bringing that type of ambiance to the South Side,
Yes.
I've got to commend you for doing that. What made you want to do the layout that you did? Because
So-
it is very, very chic in there.
So this is my neighborhood, first of all. I grew up in Woodline. I was born and raised in Woodline. I have traveled, and gone to different places. I've worked up north, way up north, and up further north. And I'm like, well, why do y'all have nice things up here? How come we don't have nice things, And so I wanted to bring nice things to my neighborhood. And that's what I said, let's bring exquisite things to our neighborhood. So that's what exquisite is.
Absolutely. So now, even though with the pandemic, are people able to come in and order and have food? And how are you doing it with the social distancing? Because I noticed you had plenty of great space. So how's all that working?
Yeah, so we actually opened with indoor dining when the city opened. Prior to that, we were online 100%. People didn't know we were selling meals online, but we opened our doors in February to have indoor dining. We do only have limited seating, so we have more chairs, but we didn't bring them all up. So that's how we're able to just kind of, keep the seating down. All the tables are 6 feet apart. We have a regiment. It was very important for my staff to be trained. So over the summer, everyone took the test for their Serve Safe manager's license. Everyone has the food handlers, allergen, COVID test training, and we have protocols every day that they have before they clock into work. And so everybody knows the safety procedures and how important it is for us to be safe in order for us to be open. So that's something that's in the food service area anyway. So we just went ahead and escalated it.
Mm-hmm. I want to talk about your celebrity. You are quite the celebrity. Now, from what I'm reading, you did backstage catering for the former president of the United States. And I ain't talking about the loser. I'm talking about the winner.
Yes.
You also cooked for Beyonce, Jay-Z, Chance the Rapper, Coldplay. How does that even happen? Girl, people been frying for years. How did you look? How did your dish become the winning dish?
So that your network, right? They say you got to have a strong network. I literally for Beyonce tour got a text and said, "Hey, you're gonna be available," and that was after I was kind of in the industry already working backstage. And they text me and said, "Are you gonna be available?" I said, "Whenever you need me." They said, "Well, we need a pastry chef." I'm not a pastry chef, but I said, "Yeah, I'll be a pastry chef."
Right, that's right. Fake it till you make it, right? That's right.
Yeah.
It's a lot of study, and it's very different to be a chef and a pastry chef. And
you're right.
Like, how did you're not even a pastry chef. Don't worry about it. They ate my desserts every day and they loved them. I cooked them some peach cobbler and some cakes and chocolate cakes and pies and things that we cook at home, and they didn't complain. Butter cookies. I even made vegan butter cookies following my mother's recipe. So, hey, fake it till you make it, and I made it.
That's right. That's right. Hey, take advantage of the opportunity.
Yes. Chris, you have a question for our guest too?
What time do you open tomorrow?
We are open at 8 a.m. I'll actually be here. I'll be in the kitchen tomorrow. I have a chef that works with me and he's on vacation, so I'll be in the kitchen. So you may see me, you may not see me, but we're open 8 a.m. and we are open for 5 p.m. seating for Restaurant Week. And that's reservation only.
Yes. So let's talk about Restaurant Week and the fact that you have this wonderful menu that I noticed. You're offering a 3-course dinner. And so let's kind of talk about that 3-course dinner. Then I'm going to talk about what you made for me tonight, which again, I'm going to have nightmares. That's how much I ate. Look, it was so good.
All right. So we, when we saw the opportunity to be a part of Chicago Restaurant Week, I'm a Chicago Restaurant Week diner. I love going to different restaurants during Restaurant Week. It always falls around my birthday. So I actually went out yesterday and ate my leftovers.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
And so I jumped on the opportunity this year. They weren't charging restaurants to be a part of it. I'm like, oh, well, definitely we're doing it.
Yeah, that's right.
Chef, and we came up with a menu. We liked the menu, the concept, and we submitted and we're selected to be a part of it. So 2 3-course menus, one at the $39 range and one at the $55 range.
Boy, and some of the things that you'll find is Brazilian black bean soup, grilled shrimp and brocconcini, crispy garlic. Oh my God, mushroom parmesan broth, smoked salmon. So where do you come up with this? Because one would not think that they would get this type of dining on 61st Street. One, you know what I'm saying?
That's
People,
what I want them to.
honey, look, right, look. I
That's
sat with my pinky finger up while I was eating. You know what I'm saying? I had to put my pinky finger up. I said, now, wait a minute. This is gourmet.
Biscuits and gravy. We have the bougiest biscuits and gravy in the Woodlawn neighborhood. I'm all right.
You know that's my favorite. Look, you know that's my favorite. You could have put that in my container tonight. And look, I definitely would have
come back for breakfast.
Coming back for breakfast. So let's talk about what you prepared for me tonight, because that was just great.
Yes. So we gave you the Brazilian black bean soup. Like I said, I like to focus on international cuisine, so I can't settle for just one thing. In-house, we serve a lot of comfort food, but I like to introduce people through to culture through cuisine. So that's what I teach about. You know, if we want to start breaking barriers, you know, when we're at a table, we can sit down, we can have a conversation, and you don't look at the person next to you and say, oh, you're this color, or you this ethnicity, and you come from this place. No, you sit down and you enjoy your meal. So I teach about culture through cuisine. So all of my menus are kind of fashioned around different cultures, and I'll throw a splash of this and splash of that from different areas of the world. So the menu was inspired Brazilian black bean soup. The mojo tequila lime shrimp was a Latin American style also. So we tried to stick with that Latin America style. And then the rum cake, which came around Jamaica. So, we, you know, if you look at the menu, you're like, oh, that's great. But you don't see all the different cultures that play influence into it.
Yeah.
Look, let me tell you about that rum cake. So here's the deal. I didn't even try the rum cake yet because I said, well, you know how you get up and go to the bathroom about 2 a.m. in the morning. And I said, usually I'm able to stagger from the bed to the bathroom, but I think I'm going to leave that cake by the nightstand. I think that cake will pacify me back to sleep.
Yeah. You have a chocolate decadent cake with chocolate ganache, fresh whipped cream, and a raspberry coulis. You also had the salmon, our smoked salmon. We smoke in-house over our pappardelle pasta. We make our own pasta in-house. It's so important we cook from scratch because we're leaving out all those additives. So that's another thing that we do here. And it was a sun-dried tomato pesto, a creamy sun-dried tomato pesto going with that. I had that. I was glad you had it because I had it today too.
Yes, no, honey, it was fabulous. And again, all this came from 51st Street, you guys. 501
Eberhard.
51st Street.
Us yesterday, and they're like, what do you mean you on 61st and Eberhard? I said, come through.
You will never know. You will never in a million years. So how often does the menu change? Or, you know, do you do specials? How does that all work?
Yeah, certainly. So we do specials in-house. So every week we actually have a different special. And then we also offer a different soup. Soup of the day, we're popular. Our soups and our chili is really popular. Turkey chili, we used to sell that to different restaurants. It was so popular. So now we have it in-house. Our menu, we're going to experiment with it. The one we have on the boards behind me. We're going to keep it up for a little bit. Everything's selling pretty well. So we'll kind of adjust it, you know, as we go. But we do want to keep seasonal goods. Again, that's what the pop-up dinners are for. So I want to introduce new meals and new cuisines at the pop-up dinners. And we'll have our staples in-house, you know, for breakfast and lunch.
Do you have a sizable vegan offering?
We do. One of our popular vegan offerings is our sweet potato and black bean tacos. So we do those, and we have an elote style, vegan elote style corn. We also have a very popular vegan wrap. We do smoked beets. We also do those with sweet potatoes, marinated spinach, and roasted red pepper hummus.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Vegan and gluten.
Right.
You know, working around with celebrities, you got to have some vegan and gluten-free food. So
yeah.
Yes. Oh Lord.
And I noticed coffee, comfrey coffee.
And coffee. And so listen, is your coffee a particular type of coffee that you use? Do you have a signature coffee?
We use a local vendor here. We use Kusanya coffee beans. They're actually located in Inglewood. They're an Inglewood coffee shop. They brew their beans, they roast their beans in-house. So we're really happy to partner with them. I've used them for my catering for a number of years, and now we use them in-house. We also use Lay's Bake Shop for our desserts. It's very important to me to use other small businesses within my business, because your purchase not only helps us, but it helps 3 other businesses or 4 other businesses or 5 other businesses.
Yeah.
Collaboration is how we're going to keep building and growing. So when you come in and purchase from us, just know that you're supporting other businesses in the process. That's what I wanted this space to be.
Oh, I love it. I really do. Let me ask you this, Chef. With this being Women's History Month, with you being a Black woman and going into something that, you know, we've seen some of the big name restaurants perish and fold during this pandemic, what words of encouragement would you want to share with maybe that mother that's watching tonight? Somebody that got that stimulus check and need to know what to do with it. One of the reasons I'm honoring both of you ladies tonight is because I think you're women of integrity and women that have the essence of encouraging others. What would be your message?
I would just say use this time that we have been given to be a little bit smarter than we have been in the past. I think we were sat down for a reason. All the world was sat down for a reason. Yep. And it was to adjust some of our mindset. And if you didn't adjust your mindset, it's not too late, but don't miss it. Don't miss it. I had to adjust my business. We lost everything at the start of the beginning. We closed down. I didn't know where I was going, what I was doing. I was like, I'm going to fill out job applications. Nobody's hiring. So I had to adjust my mindset and be clearer on where I wanted to go, where God was going to lead me, and to use the people around me to help get there. So I would say just, find some mentors, get with a great group of people, like-minded people who want to go and grow, and be great to your community. And, just it's time to wise up. It's time to wisen up.
Yes. Did you have a good circle around you that supported you when you were ready to give up?
You know what? I gave up. I was crying. You don't even understand. Like they probably be laughing if they're watching now. I was done cooking. I'm like, I don't want to cook no more. I'm done cooking. Ugly face, crying, tears. They're like, girl, if you don't get your butt in that kitchen and go cook.
So is that when people came to your?
So you need to go cook.
Is that when people came to you saying, "Hey, look, we'll get some dinners," or start offering dinners, and yes, we'll buy dinners off of you to keep you going?
Absolutely, that's what a lot of my really close friends, especially in the entrepreneurial world, they said, just go cook. That's what you do. You cook and you lead and you inspire, and you just need to go do what you do. Everything's going to be well. And had a deep conversation with my children at the time. I'm a single mother of 3. And, at that point, we're in the kitchen cooking. I'm like, look, this is the realest I'm going to ever say to you. You are protected. You are loved. But mommy could make a choice to sit down in this bed and lay down and be depressed about things the way they are. Or I could get up and go make it happen for us. So since I'm getting up to make it happen for us, I need you guys to make it happen for me. I'm giving 70%. You're giving 10, 10, 10. I need 5 more from each one of you, and we're going to make it out on the other end. And that's the conversation I have with my children, and things forward.
Let me ask you, how long were you in business before the shutdown happened? How established were you?
Yeah, so I've been in business since June of 2017. So about 3 years before it, yeah.
Okay. So if it had happened a year or so before that, it could have been more devastating than what it was.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
I actually closed the restaurant the year before, so I was already under. So I was like, that's it. I'm done.
So what improvements have you made to the? What improvements came out of the pandemic? Tell me the good that came from the pandemic, where you tweaked a menu or you adjusted a price to make it more affordable for more people. What was the best thing that came out of the pandemic for your business?
I would say structure. Focusing more and more and more on structure of my business. Making sure that I had everybody understood the vision. Everybody understood where we wanted to go. I let everybody go. So it was about hiring people back, and I didn't hire them back at the rate that they were getting before they got let go. So that was rough. I wanted to pay people a higher rate. I hired people at $15 an hour. That was their start, plus tips and whatever. So hiring them back at a lower rate hurt my heart, but I had dedicated employees that wanted to come back and see the business grow. Lowering the price to fit incomes of families who have lost stuff during the pandemic. We restructured our catering, of course, a lot more packaging. Every restaurant has to do a lot more individual packaging now. So that was something we had to adjust. And then the presence online, because we always had our website, but making it adaptable to where people can order online. And people could pick up, and it's an easy and streamless process. So I think that online, we work on the website weekly to make sure it's smooth, and my web designer, every week we're working on it to make sure it's smooth, everything relates, it's easy to use. So
yes.
That's good. That's good.
I really do. I'm proud of her. I am so proud of you, Chef. I don't know what to do. And again, food was just heaven. I said, Lord have mercy. I will never try to book 2 chefs in one night. I said that's just impossible, because once you savor, then you cleanse your palate and rest. And then I was like, Lord have mercy. So, Chef, I'm going to put your website up here. People definitely go try her for breakfast, lunch. This
dinner this week.
And what are you doing for Easter, Chef? I know you got to be doing something, honey. You look like an Easter person. Look, you look like a good Easter meal.
I am. So we did decide to host brunch for Easter. We wanted to be a family friendly, safe dining space. Is that everything we're pitching is safe dining, because we have so many protocols in place, and because it's reservation only. So you may reserve and be like 6 or 8 people in here, because we want it to be a safe space. But we do have an Easter brunch. We just posted the menus on our website, so you can purchase seating for that. It is a $25, a $15, or $10 for kids. So we try to keep it affordable as well.
Wow, that is beautiful.
As well. It's not, we try to give you exquisite in everything we do.
Very good. Well, we appreciate you. Located at 501 East 61st Street. Plenty of street parking. CTA bus right outside the door.
Green line.
Red line. Yes. Green line. All of that. Yes.
Metro. Right behind us.
Metro. Yes, that's right. That's right.
What delivery services are you affiliated with?
Right now we have DoorDash. If you go on our website to order, we have Chow Now, which you can order for pickup or you can order for delivery. And then we'll be introducing, not Uber, it's the other red one, Grubhub. I'm looking at it. Grubhub starting in April.
Very good. Very good. All right. Well, Chef, you did an
back, so we got to get those third parties going.
Yes. Well, Chef, you've done an outstanding job. The food really was exquisite. I'm sure my co-host sitting over there will find his way to let you know who he is when he come in. He is a foodie as well, so that's why we chose him to be the co-host.
Yes, I'm true.
Yes, because he loves great food. And just want to say to you, your family, and all of your fans and customers, God bless you. Continued success to you. You really are a shining example of someone from the Woodlawn community that has reinvested in the community. And when I say to you, you're doing a really great job. You are.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yes, very good.
My proud.
Yeah, my grandmother was right there on 68th and Langley. So that's beautiful to have a restaurant over there.
Yeah, wait till we get the outdoor dining. I get to sit outside. It's gonna be nice.
Oh, I already see my little I'm doing when 10 folks got vaccinated dinner party. So so look, I told you me and you gonna talk. I'm doing
definitely.
Yeah. It's 10 people that have been vaccinated. We need to have a dinner party, and we're going to come and use your space to do the dinner party. I promise you that, okay?
Okay.
All right. Very good. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Chef Tiffany Williams.
Thank you.
Exquisite Catering Events.com. The restaurant is located at 501 West. East. I'm sorry. West is the other way. East. 61st Street. Yes, over in the Woodlawn neighborhood, ladies and gentlemen. She's one of our Women's History Month honorees. She's also a part of Restaurant Week. You're able to dine at her place up until during Restaurant Week up until Sunday. Yes, isn't that right? Yep.
Yes.
April 4th.
Very good.
All right. Well, we appreciate you, Chef. Thank you so much. God bless, and we'll be back to see you again soon. And the food was perfect.
Thank you. See you soon. Thank
All
you, Chris.
right. Good night.
All right. Take care.
Come on, guys. Give it up for her. Great job. Oh, that was great, brother. Wasn't that good?
Well, I don't. Yeah, it was a good time. I can't wait to taste the food. So she was
Yeah.
describing it. I'm getting hungry over here.
If you didn't live in Boone's Farmville, we'd have been able to look. Somebody said Uber Eats does not deliver all the way out where you live at. That's what somebody
No,
said.
not even close. But
Right.
That's okay. That's okay.
Hey, listen, Chris, let me tell you the funniest thing. Did you know now we were trying to figure out like how people in the hood were able to get like, Red Lobster, Olive Garden, all of that. They're doing incubator kitchens in the neighborhood that have those people's products, branding, everything. And that's how you're able to get that food in 30 minutes now. Because if you really think about that favorite chain restaurant of yours, you're like, wait a minute, they 30 minutes to 40 minutes in the car for me. And how these people talking about they'll have a hot meal on my table in 30 minutes? That's because they're now renting places and turning them into commercial kitchens. And the product is created out of these commercial kitchens, and that the drivers get them from those places, and it looked like you got it from your favorite restaurant.
Wow. Okay. It's
They
funny.
started that trend in New York, and now it's hot here in Chicago.
Yeah. And that's ironically that's the same thing they do with beer. All the imported beer, they make it locally, but they still charge you import prices, but they make it locally and deliver it to cut down on costs. But that's a amazingly simple idea, but that's beautiful. They need to start doing it to people who live in the suburbs who can't get downtown cuisine. They need to start setting up satellite kitchens out here so we can get some of that love.
Isn't that interesting? Absolutely. You're very right. Well, coming up tomorrow night on the Wednesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show, our girl, Miss Niquenya Collins, will be back sitting in the co-host seat. Miss K. Renee will be joining us tomorrow night. And we have a lot to talk about. Niquenya wants to share an amazing story with all of us that will probably blow everybody's mind, but I'll let her share her story tomorrow night. We're just glad to have her back on the show. And then we'll meet a gentleman who is actually on a spring college and cultural tour. And due to COVID-19 restrictions, they're visiting historic Black colleges this week and kind of doing a virtual experience while they visit these places. So they're going to talk to us tomorrow evening from the road about how they've been able to do the historic Black college tour, because keep in mind, we still have a lot of young people that are seniors in high school, and life does move on and people need to continue to go to school and things like that. So we'll find out how these virtual college tours are being done. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, very interesting. Yeah. My neighbor is a junior, and just watching what he's going through and talking about his prom, and I couldn't imagine going, being that young and wanting to be out and free, and have to be on lockdown. So I'm glad they're finding a way to get out and make it happen.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Well, we want to remind you guys that we're a health and wellness show. Before we go on to our next guest, we want to remind you guys to please wear your mask. Make sure you cover your nose and your mouth. My mask tonight says let's gather, but at a distance. So, Chris, this is what I'm going to be wearing when we come to your house for the barbecue. Okay. Let's gather, but let's do it from a distance.
That's right. Get your plate and stand over there.
Yes, make sure you cover your nose and your mouth. Some of y'all wearing your mask like this. Some of y'all wearing your mask like this. We will never get rid of COVID if you all keep acting a fool and not wearing your mask, okay? Another thing that we want to remind everyone is to make sure you sanitize. We talk about it all the time on this show. Make sure you put sanitizer on your hand just like this. Soap and water is the best thing you can use, but if you do not have soap and water, we ask that you use sanitizer. Make sure you clean your hands as often as you can. Another thing is to social distance, at least 6 feet away from people. I'm a former flight attendant, so we do it like this. How many emergency exits, Chris? There are 6 emergency exits. So make sure you do social distance. When you go in the store, just do it like this. Everybody will know you be doing the Chat Daddy. That's called evacuator airplane emergency exits. And then last but not least, if you're not feeling well, what do we say on this show? Keep your ass in the house. Keep your ass in the house. If you're not feeling
good, down.
Nobody's gonna miss you. Nobody's gonna think differently of you. It's if you leave your home not feeling well and make other people sick, they gonna be mad at you. But if you keep your ass in the house, ain't nobody gonna be mad at you. We promise you that. Okay. I think we did our public service announcement. I think we did. Yes, absolutely. Well, our next guest is in the green room, and she laughed a few times, and I understand she's a coach, so I'm sure she's going to tell us that keep your ass in the house thing, that's probably pretty on. We've had a couple of pastors come on and agree. We've had a couple of government officials come on and agree. If you're not feeling well, do us a huge favor and keep your ass in the house. All right. Well, our next Women's History Month honoree is a wonderful lady. She is in the East Garfield Park area of the city. I had her food tonight. Now, Chris, we're going to have to go over to her place so that you'll be able to try it. Because again, once I had her food, I got double itis. Okay. Not to mention the first itis, but now I got double itis. And I went online to Google what to do for the itis, and it just said, keep your ass in the house. It did. That's all it said.
It's the same thing.
Owner and executive chef of Coco Chili Restaurant and Catering, the incredible Miss, let me make sure I get it right, Niquenya Collins. Yay, Chef Niquenya Collins. Give it up for her, you guys. Yay. Hello, Chef.
Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me. And you definitely got it right, Niquenya Collins.
Yay. Hello, Chef. So good to see you this evening. What a beautiful smile. And it is a pleasure to meet you virtually. I am definitely coming over to see you. The food was brought to me. We'll talk a little bit later about that amazing jerk chicken that you made. But let's talk about who you are. Look, honey, raise the roof. You understand me? Tell everybody who you are, introduce yourself, and what made you go into the food business.
Oh, man. So, again, Niquenya Collins, and for about the last 25 years or so, I have been a master business coach and life skill strategist, which means that I've been working with small business owners and aspiring entrepreneurs to help them to bridge the gap between wherever they are right now and where they need to be to create a successful, sustainable, and profitable business. But during that time, I've also been a major foodie. So I love to go out to eat, and I've always been kind of a home gourmet cook. So oftentimes when I would go out, I would come home after having a really great culinary experience, and I would try to recreate the dishes that I had. And I love trying different cuisines, different international cuisines, different cultures, and experiencing the culture through their food. And so that's always been something that was fun for me, something I really enjoy doing. And so way in the back of my mind, I had this thought that one of these days I would open my own restaurant. And through my coaching business, I often host networking and learning events, more so when the world was still open prior to the pandemic and everybody having to keep our butts at home.
Right.
But during pre-COVID times, I had lots of networking and learning events, and I would often cater those events myself. And so people would always say, you did this food? You did the food yourself? Can you do something for me? Can you make something for me? And my jerk chicken has always been a favorite. The very first time I made it almost 20 years ago, my mom was like, I never have to go anywhere else and have anyone else's jerk chicken ever again. And then I started getting people saying, you should bottle your sauce. You should bottle this jerk sauce. This sauce is amazing. And so through that, I had in the back of my mind, okay, maybe this restaurant thing I should really pursue and start, taking it seriously. And it just so happened we moved on the west side of Chicago not too long ago, and I kept passing by this place called The Hatchery, and I'm like, what is this place? So I finally looked it up and found out it was a food business incubator, and I was like, okay, let me look into it a little bit more. And I called and I found out is that I qualified because I was now a West Side resident to come into their program. And so I said, okay, this is perfect time. And then the world shut down at the exact same time. So that just gave me time to actually pursue this particular dream that I had on the back burner while I had been helping others pursue their dream.
Isn't that interesting? That is so interesting that here you are helping others, and yet your dream came to life. Chris, I know you've got a question for, because that is an incredible story.
And just like I asked our first guest, I love hearing. We hear about all the businesses that shut down and all the trauma that the pandemic has caused. I think it's time for us to highlight on all the positive stories. We hear about all the restaurants that closed, but there's restaurants that open, right? And
Absolutely.
I mean, if a corner can hold a restaurant, the fact that a restaurant went out of business is unfortunate. But if that corner can hold a restaurant, somebody's going to come back.
Absolutely.
With something, and it's going to be something new, and we're probably going to be better for it because it's something that we never would have had if the pandemic hadn't happened. So I think we really need to focus on the positive. That's beautiful. Congratulations on you. Congratulations to you for taking advantage of the opportunity and pursuing your dream.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So let's talk about the average day at your place. We know with COVID restrictions, you may not be able to have people there. So do you do breakfast, lunch, dinner? And what would be an average experience when we come to hang out with you? What would it be like?
Sure. So right now, because of the pandemic, the hatchery really isn't open to the public. So we are right now just focusing on pickup and delivery. Hopefully that will change soon as restrictions start to fall to the wayside and more people become vaccinated and stop being hard-headed and stay their butts at home. So we can get this thing.
As we say on this show, keep your ass in the house. She couldn't say that because she's being prim and proper.
I tend to lean on the professional side.
Right.
I don't know who's watching in my crew.
Right, we got you. We your bouncers. We your bouncers. We your big brothers.
I appreciate you being my voice right now. But normally we are open for pickup and delivery only. If you order through our website, then you can get delivery by DoorDash. We prefer that you order through our website at cocochili.com because we don't want to pay those exorbitant delivery commission fees that all of these delivery services are charging restaurants, because we wanted to keep more of our dollars in our pocket so that we could put it back into our community. And we are right now open for dinner service only, but we're planning to expand our hours very soon. I wanted to really roll it out slow, kind of taking a seat back and paying attention to what the industry was doing and how it was reacting to the pandemic. So I didn't want to start full force with the restaurant having full hours, full service without knowing how the world was going to react and whether or not it was going to be a profitable venture. So I really wanted to start slow. So right now we're open Tuesday through Friday for dinner service from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m., but those hours will be expanding soon.
Nothing on the weekends?
Not at this time, but we will be adding Saturdays very, very soon.
Okay.
Very good.
Because I eat on the weekends, just so you know that. I like to eat on the weekends.
Now, I do have an option for those who are craving our Afro-Caribbean Soul Fanfare on the weekends, and that is I am a part of the Chef program. That's SHEF, chef.com, and that allows you to pre-order my dishes cold packed and delivered to you for consumption whenever you like. You can just heat it.
Shut up.
And how far is this delivery radius?
Right.
It's actually further than our hot service. I've seen it go out to Elgin, to Arlington Heights. So I think it's a pretty wide delivery range.
Oh, yeah. I'm getting some of that. Jerk what? Jerk what? Yeah.
Chris, they'll be able to deliver you food under that bridge you live under. Right. Bridge you live under. Yeah.
24/7, you can get our food.
Don't talk like that. Don't talk like that. Okay. So, Art, to the marina. Bring it on.
To the marina. Oh, I just thought about that. To your boat.
Bring it on. I got a grill on the marina. You can bring it cold. We'll heat it up on the grill.
See, now if I get an invitation to that boat, I love the water, so I'll just bring a full catering meal.
Oh, well, then
you see how it works, Art? You see how it works?
Look, watch me get extra.
We can make it happen.
Right.
You get a boat, you get friends. You get friends.
Right. Amen.
Friends with food.
And it's not a tiny boat either. It's a real nice boat. Right. Look, it's not like he's not a rubber dinghy. He actually has a real boat. Yes. Amen.
I'm all for it.
Chef, I do have a question about the amazing food that you made for me. Was that plantain? And if it was, it had a different flavor and taste that was just amazing. Uh-oh, did we lose her?
She freeze?
I know she froze up. Let's see.
She put herself on pause.
All we got is a beautiful smile. Right. She froze up.
At least she froze with a good facial expression.
I know, right. Most people freeze up and it's a horrible facial expression. Right. Let's see. Is she still froze? Let me pop out and pop her back in and see if she'll come back. Let's try this again. All right, let's see. Is she there?
Buffering, spinning.
Okay,
yeah.
All right. And we haven't had this happen in a while. Let's see. Uh-oh, she coming back in. She'll be back in. She probably had internet. I'm telling you, we've been having internet problems everywhere. Man, if that was plantain she made, it was just absolutely amazing. It was so good.
What was different about the texture?
Here's the deal. You know how most plantains has that sweet kind of glaze to this?
Yeah.
Hers actually had a spicy, peppery kind of. Oh, it was great. I can't wait to. Hopefully, she'll get back on with us because it was just really good.
So when you reached for it, you took a bite. You were pleasantly surprised.
Yes, I was.
That wasn't what you were expecting.
No, I was expecting a different flavor, different taste, and it actually turned out to be just incredible. It was really, really good. So yes, hopefully we can get the chef back. If not, we'll have to bring her back on because that was just incredible. That was just really, really.
Is her cuisine mostly what she said, Afro-Caribbean?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Boy, and she's done a lot to help people in the community, but it's Afro-Caribbean soul fare. And it really is really, really good because I'm telling you that plantain was just great. And I guess she has Senegalese chicken, curry chicken, jerk chicken, Caribbean salmon with mango salsa, fried plantain, cocoa bread, and let's see, and the lunchroom butter cookies too. Oh boy, that sounds...
take me back.
I know. Let's see if we got her back with us. Yes. Okay. Hold on. Chef, are you there?
I'm here. I don't know what happened just now.
We thought you caught the itis and just nodded off on your keyboard and disconnected everything.
No, I'm still here. I was about to answer the question. Now that I forgot what the question was.
That's okay. Look, Chef, don't worry. I've been doing this on the internet for a year. We've had all kind of issues.
Man.
We've had to take a coat hanger and hang it out the window to get transmission. So
I hear that.
Yes. So the question was, with my meal that you prepared this evening, was that plantain? And why was yours, oh, honey, why was yours so much different? What was that? It's some magic on there. Because Chris asked me while you were getting your technical together, and I said, no, bruh, it was something different. Please explain that one plantain.
Yes, it was definitely something different on there. So we do a fried plantain, but we do a pan-fried plantain in olive oil. So it's not deep fried like what you would get from a lot of places. So it's a little healthier. And I have my own special spice rub that goes onto the plantain, gives it a little bit of a sweet and warm kick.
Yes.
Yeah, he said it was a little spicy. A little pepper.
Well, that's that warm kick. That she made it graceful.
Warm kick.
Warm, yes. Because I was like, "Ooh!" I did. I had to catch myself.
Yes. I like it when it's warm. I like it when it's warm.
I don't believe in things being spicy hot for no good reason, and then you can't actually taste the flavor of the food. That's what makes my jerk sauce so good, because I think a lot of people in the United States have the wrong idea of what jerk actually means and where it comes from. It's not about the heat per se. It's about the combination of those different herbs and spices and how the flavor profile builds.
Yeah. I think people go hot. When it's too hot and you can't take another bite
and enjoy it.
What's the point? Yeah, okay. See, thank you. Thank you. And people think the hotter they make it, it makes it something special. It doesn't take much to get a pepper and chop it up and put it in there.
Right. They think hot and dark, which basically means burnt. And that's not jerk.
Right. It's not. So let's talk about even the rice and beans I had tonight. That was great. I tasted just great coconut, all of that. What are some of your signature dishes? I was kind of reading your menu. Tell people let's talk even about the Senegalese chicken, I guess. Let's talk about that.
So let's talk about how cocoa chili actually was derived. So again, because I really enjoy experiencing different cultures, I love international cuisine. And I think like most Black people, we are disconnected from our roots oftentimes. And I felt that myself, that I'm disconnected from my African roots. And the way back is often through learning about our food and using food as a communal gathering and a communal opportunity to learn and experience new things. And so I wanted to highlight different dishes from across the Black diaspora. So we're our Afro-Caribbean soul, meaning that there's African dishes, some soul food dishes, and of course our favorite Caribbean dishes. And so highlights on the menu include, of course, our Jamaican jerk chicken, which has that authentic citrus and sweet and heat to it. It's accompanied by coconut rice and peas, as well as our steamed cabbage. And then if you like, you can add that fried plantain to the dish to just set it off. In addition to the jerk chicken, we have curry chicken, of course, which has a lovely coconut flavor to it as well. It's perfect with that coconut rice and peas, and it's served with greens, which are spicy. And then I also have that Senegalese yassa poulet. So that particular dish is a combination. It's kind of a one that you may have to get used to that flavor, but if you like it, you really like it, because it has this very rich onion flavor. It's a lot of melted onion steamed together, melted with the chicken. It's stewed in a lemon and mustard sauce, and then has those jalapenos and Scotch bonnet peppers to set it off.
You got jalapenos in there? You got jalapenos?
Yes, we do. That's so funny. My husband calls them jalapenos too.
Yeah, I'm jalapeno. Hey, I'm hooked on phonics. I got a $20 a day habit. If it says jalapeno, I sounded it out. I did.
So we love to pair that Senegalese chicken with our herbed basmati rice. Basmati rice has its own unique flavor profile as well, and it has a beautiful scent to it. And I add my thyme and my basil to it, and it's just it's wonderful. And we serve that with roasted vegetable medley. In addition to that, we have a Caribbean salmon that's pan-seared. We have our own special spice blend, and then we set that off with some mango salsa that's fresh made, all fresh ingredients. And of course, it's spicy.
So what you're basically saying is you put your foot in it. All the way in.
Absolutely. All the way. Okay. And sometimes an arm.
Yeah. She burns. She burns. Yeah. She's burning. She burns in the kitchen. Yeah. Okay.
Look, when people put their foot in it, all I ask for is that they have a good pedicure. And I'm telling you, both of these ladies pressed and pedicures. This food
and something both of these ladies said tonight that was beautiful is talking about the culture through food and how we can reconnect with roots through the food. Because language and culture are the only two ways to do it. We don't have the language. Yes. All we have left is the food, and we have disconnected ourselves from the food. Because soul food will kill you. Soul food will kill you. So we gotta go back to the origin, not what we had to adapt to, right?
Right. Yes. And I absolutely look for the most authentic and original ways to cook the food, because I do think that we are so far removed from the traditional ways that we used to do things, and everything's so processed and over processed, and we're using all these fillers and unnecessary ingredients when food really should be a healer. And I heard you say, Chat Daddy, this show is about wellness as well. And I strongly believe that food is a healer. And that's why I really wanted to incorporate fresh herbs and spices to really build those flavors into the food, rather than using all of these processed and frozen and just pitiful ingredients that are available to us, especially since I'm in a food desert. Being on the west side of Chicago, I wanted to bring some really good, delicious, and healthy options to my customers.
I love it. I really, really do. Well, Chef, what we asked our other chef, and I'm going to ask of you, with this being Women's History Month, you being one of our honorees tonight, this being Restaurant Week, we've been in this pandemic. For that, single mom that may be out there struggling, somebody that may have gotten a stimulus check, somebody that's been longing to want to start a business, what advice would you give from your heart to anybody watching tonight about not giving up and moving forward?
Absolutely. Number one is you are not alone. And number two is you don't have to be alone. I think that too often, especially as women, we wear so many hats that we think that we have to take on the world by ourselves, and you don't have to do that. And the sooner that you allow yourself to get help and you speak up and reach out and go outside of yourself to seek the resources are there. There are people who are willing to help you. And the sooner you open your mouth and say, hey, I need help, I can't do this by myself, the better off you'll be, and the sooner you'll connect to your dreams.
I love it. I really, really do. Chris, anything in closing you want to say to the chef?
I'm trying to think of some questions, but I'm getting so hungry now. I'm getting a little lightheaded.
Don't rub it in. Right.
Food. I had a bowl of cereal tonight, man. Y'all see, that's just it's because I'm black. I know what's going on.
It's wrong.
Okay. That's okay. It's wrong. It's really wrong.
Lord,
it's really wrong.
I'm like, Lord, I would pick a foodie as the co-host tonight, but I would pick a foodie that lives under a bridge in a pineapple ocean in another world. So that's how that happens, Chef. So he will come one day and visit. We promise you that. We really will.
She got me excited with this cold long distance delivery. I'm not as far as Elgin and the rest of the places she named, so we can work this out.
We'll find you under that bridge. Well, Chef, we're going to put your website up here. Tell people how they can find you, follow you, all that great stuff, and we will make it happen. This has been just a wonderful interview with you. Go right ahead.
Absolutely. You can find us at cocochili.com. We are also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Coco Chili Foods. You can also find me at Coach Niquenya, Niquenya. I am the only one in the world with my name, so very easy to find me.
Very good. Well, we appreciate you so much. We want to remind everyone that you can always go to choosechicago.com. ChooseChicago.com. They have plenty of great Women's History Month ideas of how to celebrate. They have a lot of things going on with Restaurant Week, which will be going into this coming Sunday. Both of these amazing women tonight are all featured as a part of Chicago Restaurant Week, as well as they're featured with Choose Chicago. And we're just so excited to be able to feature two African-American women who are making great strides in neighborhoods who need the love, the attention. And it's just not about what you guys hear on regular news. It's about the positive news that we bring to people. And this is definitely a positive story. Chef, we're going to put your website up again. And we really appreciate you. Chris, anything in closing you want to say to the chef before we say goodnight to her?
I can't wait to try the food. I can't wait. You said some things that got me kind of excited over here tonight. Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, I heard y'all mentioning my butter cookies.
Yeah, trying to take me back to school.
Absolutely.
Look, he touched himself. Right. He was like, wait a minute, in my emotions.
You done said some things. All right,
they're hand-pressed butter cookies, yes.
Hey, Art, I've been in the middle of two women that can cook. That's kind of a fantasy of mine. So I'm good.
Right?
I'm good right here.
I would not fault you for that.
Amen.
Thank you so much, Chat Daddy, for having me. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you guys for bringing me onto the show. It's been amazing.
Thank you, Chef. We love you so very much. God bless. Continued success. Just wanted to give you your roses while you were living in honor of Women's History Month. Thank you again for all you do. Exquisite food. We'll make sure the man under the bridge gets some food as well, too. And we appreciate you. God bless and much success to you. All right?
Thank you. Looking for that invite to the boat, Chris.
That's right. There you go.
You got it.
Yeah, look, you'll get it quicker than I will. See you later. All right, Chef. We
All right,
appreciate
bye.
it. Good night. Bye. That was amazing. That was so amazing. Yes, please support her at Coco Chili Restaurant and Catering. Great job, Chef Niquenya Collins. Yes, Niquenya Collins. That's who she is. Brother, oh boy, look, dude, I can't wait to go to bed. Look, and I ain't have but a bite of everything. That's all I had. And I'm like, Lord, have mercy. Yeah. So, all right, Chris, anything else you want to say before we get out of here tonight?
I've said enough. I've said enough tonight. I've said enough. I'm thinking about the food. You know, and truly, the only thing I have two drive-through fast food chains around me. That's it. You know, for convenience. Yeah. That's for convenience. Right. So yeah, when I miss my food. I mean, I love the peace and quiet, but I miss the food.
Well, look, Thurston Howler III, we know you moved to Palatial Acres, and you know, in Palatial Acres, right? Look, that's why I told you I had.
Wait. Oh, you said that was a P, right? Palatial Acres. I thought you said something else. Yes. Oh, okay. No, okay. I'm looking for that other place. I'm like, I'm looking for Palatial Acres. Just acres and acres of Palatial. I've been looking for that my whole life, I think.
Look, that rum punch is kicking in. That's all I'm gonna say. that rum punch, right? I'm gonna have to get another bottle of that.
Yeah, we getting low. We getting low. You know what? It'll take much.
Look, time to end the show.
I might have to hide my phone. I may make a text tonight that I regret tomorrow.
We talked about that before, right? The random text, right? Well, look, I got the itis so bad I can't text nobody but hit the alarm system. Good night. Good night. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, as of April 1st, the Real Chat Daddy Show will be going on hiatus. When we come back in May, all new show, all new background settings, different guests, different people. It's been 1 year. I appreciate you guys so much. Who knew that being at home would allow me to continue to still make my brand flourish and grow and move forward? And so when we come back in May, I promise you guys some really exciting shows. So make sure you join us tomorrow night for the last of the Real Chat Daddy Show until we come back from hiatus in May. Thank you to all the publicists who have been booking people on the show. I had to email everybody today like, yo, we'll be back in May. Just hold tight. Bigger and better platform and doing a lot of different things. Yep, we're going to have more programming for you guys to watch under the Chat Daddy brand. How about that? All right, Chris, we got to get you a show on under the Chat Daddy brand. What would be your show, Chris, if I had to give you a half-hour show? I don't trust you with an hour yet. I don't trust you with an hour yet. I have to start you with a half hour.
That's so funny that you would ask me. I got quite a few. You know, I'm still working on my documentary, but that's a whole nother thing. But there's a lot of dating information that I would like to talk about. Being single out here, dating my whole adult life. It's some interesting things that I would love to discuss with the people.
Okay.
To get some understanding.
Like I want to talk about dating post-pandemic. Like I want to talk about the fact that really for a year I've not dealt with anybody. I've not had any relations or relationship issues or any of that stuff. And so now I've changed my thought on who I want to date and how I want to date and all of that. And so I actually am coming up with something to kind of talk about that, because dating is going to be different now. Very different.
Oh yeah. You know, I think everybody's coming with mindset. If we go into another pandemic, do I really want to be with you? Do I really want to be with you? You know, and what I think being forced to be alone, a lot of people had to think, what do I really want? You know, because all the material, all the trips and going out and hitting the spots in the clubs, we didn't have that, you know, for a better part of 6 to 8 months. So a lot of people's like, well, you know, how can you really entertain yourself? I think a lot of people realize to be stuck at home for me would be a dream. If stuck at home is bad, then you definitely need to change your space and make space. So it doesn't have to be big, but your space should be your sanctuary where you can get away. But so many people's sanctuary is in the street at their favorite watering hole or something. I think a lot of people had to redefine their personal space and get it right.
Right. No, I agree. No, look, this has been a great time to discover who you are, what you like, don't like, things that you've not had time to deal with. I know what I don't want to deal with. In this, in my new world, I want to date more. I want to go and explore and eat and get to know a person better. The sex part, that's easy. That's so easy. It's not even funny. I want to be able to find somebody who felt as if the pandemic made a difference in their life. That, again, we were talking about Lil Nas X and him doing a lap dance for the devil. Hell, we all been doing a lap dance for the devil for years. Whether you the devil or whether you Lil Nas.
I was gonna say some people lap dance for the devil. Some people sitting in the chair.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So what he was doing, I get that. It's now. What do you want to do to make a difference as we move forward? And that's the way I'm looking at this.
Yeah, people need to get people need to get to the best version that they can be, and understanding your limitations, understanding what you are going to be and what you're not going to be. We are all special, but we aren't all. That's the top 10% that's going to be, exceptional. But you don't have to be exceptional to be happy. You don't have to be rich to be happy. So hopefully people will learn that lesson, and hopefully people aren't sitting at home like, well, as soon as we can get back out there, I can finally get what I've been looking for this whole time. Because happiness is really very simple.
Right.
You ever seen a child with just one toy, one doll, one action figure, hours and hours and hours of just letting themselves be free here. And it wasn't about what they had. It's explore this. But now we turn this off and we want all the external stuff to satisfy us, right? We got all the apps on your phone, the apps on the TV, going out partying. And we think we have access to all this stuff when really the fun is just sitting there, with one or two favorite things and a favorite person. And just and just enjoy the simple things. That's all it comes down to. That's all it ever comes down to.
Absolutely. Well, we want to say good evening to Gwen tonight. Thank you, Gwen. Thank you, Baritone, for joining us. Thank you, Keisha, Candace, Tiffany, Booker T. Thank you to our special friend that was watching us from the Netherlands. It's morning time in the Netherlands, so thank you to the Netherlands. Thank you, Joey, Shanita, Wamelda. We appreciate you guys so much. Everybody, Debbie Green, who spends their evening with us, Watika, Ursula, everybody, we appreciate you guys so very much. Chris, what are your closing thoughts tonight before we leave?
Like I said earlier, I hope everybody is taking this time, taking this downtime, taking this, even if you still have to work, to just reflect and be happy with what you have. Because I think the saying goes, if you're happy, if you love what you have, then you have everything you need.
Very good. All right. Well, on behalf of my co-host this evening, my brother from another mother, we're not sure about the daddy thing. We just gonna keep that where it is. Brother, Mr. Christopher Avent Sr., always a great job. Brother, I appreciate you helped to celebrate Women's History Month tonight. Stay well. I'll catch up with you by the weekend. Have a good Easter. Any particular plans for Easter?
I have two stops. One, you know what? Fortunately, only one of these ladies has a dining room open, so I need to make a reservation if it's not too late.
Yes,
down on 61st Street. Go to the hood. Yay!
Yeah. Just want to remind you guys, this coming Saturday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, I'll be doing the Insider's Secret to Successfully Booking Your Brand and Products with Chat Daddy. This is not just to be on my show. This is to be on any television, radio, digital media, or print form. How do you get those interviews? How, if you don't have the money to hire a publicist, how do you get yourself visible on these shows? If you'd like to join, the event is $125 per person. It's a 2-hour seminar, virtual. I'll also be giving you a coaching session with that. And it's this coming Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. For more information, you can get requests to get a ticket from Booking, BOOK, at therealchatdaddy.com, therealchatdaddy.com. We should have a great time on Saturday sharing all the secrets of the business. All right, Chris, you ready to go?
Yeah. I'm gonna go do something else. Time to go do something different.
Shut up. It's that rum punch.
Yeah, it's
good
gone.
night, you guys. Oh, Lord, you drank it all. I got to get a bottle. So good night, you guys. Wear your mask, social distance, sanitize. And if you're not feeling well, keep your ass in the house. God bless. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow night. Thank you, brother, for being a great co-host. See you later.
Thank you for having me. Bye-bye.
Bye. We out.